A good Thursday afternoon and welcome to the season of spring. I'm meteorologist Nicholas Herboso here, starting off Next Weather today with a fantastic video loop showing the day and night cycle here on Earth. And as you can see, the terminator line between day and night, that sunrise sunset line that you see moving across Africa there, is actually vertically aligned, straight up and down. This is, of course, the spring equinox or the vernal equinox, a very special day where pretty much everywhere on Earth has equal daylight and equal darkness. This equinox, the sun, is actually located on the equator today. So actually you can see the reflection of the sun in the water there as it goes in between Africa and South America. You can see that bright spot traveling across the screen. What a beautiful, beautiful image to see here on this spring equinox of 2025. Feeling a little cool out there. I'm meteorologist Nicholas Herboso, and we thank you for joining us here on Next Weather. We're going to talk a little bit about this spring equinox and a little bit of your spring forecast, some spring things that we typically talk about during this season. We're going to go over some of those, look at it for the next few days. A lot to talk about and some reminders for those spring breakers as well at the beaches. All that is coming up. First, I want to go back to a slightly different image here. This one's just amazing. I grabbed this just a few moments ago. This is, of course, the full disk image over North and South America, where you can see the daylight on the left side of your screen, the nighttime on the right side of your screen, and that is the image. That essentially is what it looks like from space right now, or very close to right now here at 5 or 6 o'clock here, where we have daylight on one side and then a perfect vertical up and down line there. That is a sign of the equinox. That sun located right at the equator there. Quite the sight to see. So as I mentioned, this is about equal daylight hours and nighttime hours here. So our sunrise today, the exact time being at around 6:56 this morning. Sunset around 7:05. Similar story for tomorrow. So we're about at that equal time. But from here all the way to the summer solstice, our days will be gradually getting longer. That sun will rise earlier and set later. The length of daylight gets longer day by day till we have our longest days, of course, our longest day being on the summer solstice. With springtime comes the flowers and the pollen. So we've been keeping a close eye on the pollen forecast here at Fox 10. It has been a really it's been a while since I have seen this much pollen on some of the cars. It's been impressive, especially because we've had a few dry days here, nothing to wash it off. So there's that pollen forecast over the next few days. Allergy sufferers understand that this is going to be like this for a little while, so be ready. But we're kind of in the high to very high categories, and especially for this weekend, calmer conditions out there. So the pollen forecast is looking just a bit rougher. One thing that is not looking rough is the beach forecast. This is actually a really quite nice forecast. So if you have beach plans over the next few days, tomorrow will still be chilly. We have temperatures that are in the 60s. 63 degrees is our forecast high for tomorrow. Low risk of rip current. Surf is right around 1 to 2 feet. 1 foot for Saturday with temperatures jumping up into the 70s. And good news, beachgoers, the temperatures will be starting to feel a little bit nicer for this weekend. 72, 73 degrees with that low risk of rip currents. I think it's a fantastic weekend to get down there. Those water temperatures are in the upper 60s to maybe even close to 70 degrees at this point. We're getting there. But with a lot of folks coming down here, a quick reminder, and if you want to, you can actually grab a snapshot of this and send it to folks that are maybe visiting here. This is the summary of all of the beach flags that we have at our beaches. A couple of notes for you here. The yellow flag is something that you'll see a lot at our Alabama beaches. In fact, Alabama beaches, such as Baldwin County, will not fly green flags. They keep it at yellow to communicate the fact that there is always some kind of danger. And a reminder, when you see double red flags, 2 red flags flying at the beach, that means the water is closed to the public, and that will be strictly enforced, especially, of course, at your Alabama beaches and, of course, your Florida beaches. That policy is the same for both. Purple flags signal of dangerous marine life. We often deal with jellyfish. If you take a walk along the beach in the morning, you might see some of those jellyfish washed up there. The Portuguese man-o-wars, of course, pictures, we get a lot of those washed up on the beach. So just some reminders for you there. If you're heading down to the beaches this season, our biggest weather-related killer here on the Gulf Coast is rip currents, and it's something that we are very serious about. This spring break season, it's our job, which so far we've had a good season to where the surf has not been terrible during busy days, but we're getting into peak season here. It's our job to notify you of the high risk of rip currents if there ever is one. And we want that message to be spread, and we want you to take it very seriously. We know our locals take it seriously, but we have to communicate that to those that are visiting as well. So if you have any family that visits down here, please tell them to check the rip current forecast. And when there's a high risk of rip currents especially, you want to pay very close attention. We do not need loss of life this season. That happens just too often down here. So again, as we get into the spring season, get into the busy parts, this is something that you absolutely need to remember. And please share this message, of course. We greatly appreciate when that message is shared. So good news is right now, I mean, isn't that a lovely shot? It's about as good as it gets here on this first day of spring. There's a live look at the pass right now here as of around 6:30. Where you can see things are looking gorgeous. The beach weather today was chilly. It's windy conditions down at the beach as well from the northwest. And we had kind of a moderate risk of rip currents there, but it is improving. It's nice to see that shot though. I mean, that is really pretty. Looking at the pass, you can see Ono Island off in the distance there. This is from Turquoise Place. So again, lovely things there. And again, by the way, right now we are streaming live on Facebook, so let us know where you're watching from there on the comments. I do have the comments pulled up. And of course, you can check in with us. Happy spring to you, Virginia, as well, looking at some of the comments that have come in at this point. It is a lovely, cool day so far. And we do have some other things that we need to talk about. So take a look at the forecast here at Orange Beach over the next few hours. Temperatures dropping into the 50s, and eventually overnight tonight we'll get into the 40s. It's going to be a chilly night ahead. Sunrise and sunset, of course, very pretty on these clear days like this, and sunset is coming up soon. I want to give you a reminder that if you have any photos to submit, you can submit those photos on the Fox 10 weather app. We really, really love to get those in, and we can share those on air as well. We've actually had some great photos sent in today of just the flowers, the azaleas across the area, some lovely, lovely stuff there. And we've had some other photos sent in as well. So we thank you so much for sending those in as always. Greatly, greatly appreciate it there. And that is all through the Fox 10 weather app. It's really, really easy to submit those photos. And in fact, I'm actually taking a second while you look at that graphic to double check and see what has been submitted in here. And I will mention this one here. A good friend, Suzanne Lisenby, who is in Fairhope, sent this one in. I'll take this full screen so we can see it here. I'm going to switch the source so you can see this. This was her wreath on her front door, and you can't really see it because there's a lovely little spring wreath there, and I'll switch the image here in a second. This is kind of cool. Found in the actual wreath, and I'll pull this up for you, was a bird's nest in the wreath there. So isn't that a cool thing to see there here? Of course, that bird's nest in the wreath there in the springtime. Isn't that cool to see there? So just some of the photos submitted on the Fox 10 weather app. Again, we encourage you to submit those photos. Therefore, we can put some of those photos on air. Looking ahead, it's going to be a fantastic weekend for whatever you have planned. 75 degrees, 76 degrees with mostly sunny skies. I think some places could get up to around 80 degrees. and maybe some upper 70s in spots. It will be a rather warm weekend compared to the chillier temperatures that we have right now. Great forecast for the downtown Cajun Cook-Off, which is happening Cathedral Square. Fox 10, a proud sponsor of this event, but this is one of many events going on across the region. And you can see temperatures in the 70s by Saturday afternoon. It's going to be a really nice forecast. We'll be sharing pictures from that event and much more. Also sharing your pictures on social media. Be sure to follow the team on social media for updates, of course. There's my social media on there. And of course, we'll get those photos out as they come in because we've already had some great photos submitted on the Fox 10 weather app. Speaking of some other photos submitted on the Fox 10 weather app, take a look at this one. Some of the azaleas that have been blooming. This is a lovely backyard shot for Bay Minette. Beautiful color of the azaleas as well. It has been a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful time out there with the flowers blooming. Some azaleas blooming pretty aggressively. I know mine on my property are blooming a lot. It's like a wall of pink, which is always a great thing to see. And we will, of course, share those pictures on social media as well. I want to thank, let's see, who submitted that poster? Picture. Krista sent in that picture. Thank you so much there. And here's another azalea from, this is Perdido Beach, Alabama. And take a look at this photo of the azaleas. I'll tell you, this is what my azaleas look like as well. They're really, really quite dense. So great photo sent in there. And that one was sent in by Mary Beth McLemore there in Perdido Beach, Alabama. So thank you so much for sending those in, of course. Other things to check out, we do have a frost advisory overnight tonight. Chilly conditions happening overnight tonight. In fact, temperatures getting down into the low 30s. We could get to near freezing in some spots overnight tonight. Then the rest of your 7-day forecast is looking good. 75 degrees on Saturday, 76 degrees on Sunday. Much warmer by then. Have a rain chance coming on Monday around 50-60%. We'll have some showers around, maybe a thunderstorm or two, but not concerned with severe weather at this point. Of course, we'll keep you updated. And then looking ahead in the long-range forecast, you can see temperatures getting all the way up to near 80 degrees there. So definitely some warmer temperatures on the way here as we start spring here. So we thank you so much for joining us as always. It looks like a really nice forecast as we head into this weekend. We'll have more details coming up on Fox 10 News at 9 and 10 p.m. with Chief Meteorologist Jason Smith. We thank you for joining us here on Next Weather.